$WARD nigga. NAYIMED.
Welcome to my channel. My name is Nayim. I am your host, and today did Kelsey Harris set up Meg Thee Stallion for 1501? And the reason I'm asking this is because in the midst of this Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion in the state of California shooting incident trial and all of this evidence and testimony and all this shit coming out every single day, I done found out a whole bunch of shit, as everybody else found out a whole bunch of shit about Kelsey that is starting to point to all these other entities that motherfuckers is attached to. We haven't did a whole situation for 1501, but it's nice right now that we can just do a little summary as to why the fuck a nigga would even ask this question. One, Kelsey Harris is married to somebody over there at 1501 and they got a kid. To me, that is a conflict of interest, even if they have been friends for 13 years. And I'm saying Meg and Kelsey had been friends for 13 years before this situation. So that would explain how 1501, Carl Crawford's label, even knew about Meg and would know anything, because this bitch already had dealings with somebody over there, so you was able to take him over there. You know, all this shit be little stories like this that people think that's like, oh, it doesn't matter or it doesn't make sense. Actually, it matters a lot, because you think that a bitch is gonna have more loyalty to her friend than she do her husband, especially her husband is attached to a powerful group. And if you don't know, Carl Crawford is attached to Jay Prince. This whole thing about Meg not being protected and motherfuckers not standing up and sticking by Meg is because Meg didn't want to be, they said she didn't want to be in her contract. Meg was trying to get renegotiations because she had found success, and this is what people do when they get this super megaton of success. They want to go back and renegotiate, and people start acting crazy. Do I agree with everything she said and wanted and did? No, because you signed a contract. You wasn't Meg Thee Stallion before niggas start pouring the resources in you. So fulfill your contract, then we can come back to the drawing board. How this all connects is going to make sense by the end of this. And I'm not going to hold you because I got to go. Literally, like I should be leaving now. But she didn't fulfill her contractual obligations to 1501. She said, fuck all of that. And it's not really fuck all that. It's really distancing herself in the public eye because her music is still coming out. Her last album was the last album she was supposed to deliver for 1501. She ran over there to Roc Nation. What Roc Nation does is their management, they do all this venues, touring and everything. She went over there with Roc Nation, and Roc Nation is Jay-Z. I said this before, and let's just reiterate the fact that people are publicly accrediting Meg Thee Stallion's success with Roc Nation and Jay-Z. Nobody gives Carl Crawford the credit he deserves with Megan Thee Stallion. And Megan Thee Stallion was literally Carl Crawford's way into the music industry from baseball, way into the music industry successfully, having the biggest female rapper, one of the biggest, but really the biggest because Meg can do a whole bunch of other things and appeal to a whole bunch of other crowds, as well as the prostitute crowd, the college crowd, this crowd, that crowd, whatever type of fucking crowd she wants to appeal to, she can. Carl Crawford don't get no credit from that. So Kelsey being attached to that label via marriage and a baby, she has family obligations. Like, I believe Kelsey loved her kid. The reason I'm saying that Kelsey did she set Meg and them up? Because they have every incentive to, let's just be real, they have every incentive to try to kill Meg Thee Stallion, because you might be thinking that, oh, what's the big deal? She went over to Roc Nation. What's the big deal? She over there with Jay-Z. But bro, if I sank my resources and my connections and doing shit independently as a brand new record label in Texas with the help and guidance of people who came before me, Jay Prince, obviously, and my motherfucking meal ticket run off. Yeah, Carl is getting paid from the music. Carl is getting paid from the shit that have to do with Meg Thee Stallion music wise, but all the opportunities that are coming in, you're not getting your name attached to it. That's why ghostwriting and songwriting is just two different worlds. Is because as a songwriter, I get credit. As a ghostwriter, I don't get credit. As a songwriter, I can talk about what I've done. I can talk about who I've been with. I can talk about who I've worked with. And more, I get more business. I get more people to trust me. I get more people to come over here. That doesn't happen in ghostwriting. You have to shut up and be a ghost. Carl not getting the glory. Carl not getting the accolades that I would argue that he rightfully deserves. If it wasn't like motherfuckers being alcoholics and fighting and all this other bullshit, that is detrimental because the one shot you had at building a successful company is gone and it's never going to come back. So yeah, I have every reason to get you murdered. I have every reason to try to kill you. And I seen something that motherfucker said that Carl was already trying to get her killed. So that brings in this plausibility that Kelsey might have tried to kill Meg, but I'm not getting into that. I'm asking, is she setting her up? And I'm saying like set her up to ruin her reputation, throw the fucking trial, do everything, because it's very crazy how everything somehow always leads back to 1501 with Meg in these situations. I feel like if Kelsey was trying to set Meg up by ruining her reputation, by throwing her sexual history out there, even though it's just like that's just pretty much a consequence of the music that you make, and having to go get on the stand and talk about whatever the fuck happened, I'm going to use everything to tarnish your reputation. I'm going to use everything to ruin your name. I'm going to use everything to get this shit. Instead of just, when it first happened, being like clear cut, clean. Like, damn, she didn't die. That's why, you know, niggas ain't jumping out the window. Or, because my thing is, if Meg was cool with 1501, this shit would have been handled. I don't think it even would have made it to court. If we being for real, like, I don't think it would have made it to court because niggas would have took care of this already. And you know what that means. They have every reason to tarnish her reputation because you basically, like, let's be real, you've collapsed the business. And you didn't do it by yourself, but y'all not having a good relationship collapsed the business. Kelsey has every reason. And then another thing is she cheated on her husband. So, like, this is just a quick insertion because I forgot to say that this bitch was low-key, slick, sly way trying to rap. She put that fucking diss song out that nobody gave a fuck about. She was like, if I would have killed her, it would have shot her in the head and she would have been dead and all that other goofy ass shit that the hoe was talking about. So that's another incentive. Bitches getting bribed and promised a rap career if they just take the motherfucking fall. But bitch, you take the fall for shooting Megan Thee Stallion, you're a fucking idiot because you're not gonna have no rap career, bro. Nobody's gonna fuck with you. They didn't fuck with you before. What the fuck? You had a husband, didn't know you was married, but you fucked a R&B singer or whatever the fuck Tory Lanez is. Like, he's a singer, but he raps and shit too. You fucked the R&B singer, so you cheated on your husband. So here's an incentive to get up there and throw the case because you just don't want it to be out. But now it's out, and we already knew. Because, I mean, we had speculation, but we already knew you fucked somebody else. We didn't know you was married. That's why we didn't think it was a big deal. You lost your best friend, and your husband is over there at the label that is actively in an active beef with an artist because Jay-Z is getting the credit. Beyonce is getting the credit. Everybody else is getting the credit except the person. Nobody fucking knows Carl Crawford outside of the South, really. If you a person who would go past looking at whoever, because most people probably don't even know what the nigga look like. Nobody cares. And then every other artist you've tried to have on 1501 is not going to get up there. Those Megan Thee Stallion type people, they hit like every once in a while. That's why if you're one of your first artists hit like that, man, you good. Because now other people will trust you. It's the same thing with QC. They had the Migos, so it was easy to bring Lil Baby in for him to be accepted. It's plausible that she is covering up for the fact that she's upset about losing her friend, getting exposed for fucking her husband, fucking her husband over, fucking Tory Lanez, and all this, a whole bunch of other shit that she didn't have no business doing. And it's like, are you throwing Meg under the bus by coming back and lying about your testimony that's recorded, lying about your text messages that they retrieved, lying about a jail call that they have? Are you doing that to cover up for the fact that you cheated on your husband? So now you just want to take the whole fucking ship down because you got a goddamn hole in your water raft or whatever. And that's, I was just thinking about that. I have no concrete nothing aside from she cheated on her husband and she's up there lying. But it's like you doing all of that to save yourself. And that's what I personally believe about it. This ain't really one of those videos that's necessarily about anything, just a thought. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you everybody that's new, catching up on comments still. Let's get out of here. My name is Nayim.
AYIMEDWARD $, nigga. NAYIMED.